Okay, so now that we've read the Jane Goodall article, let's go ahead and work on filling in a summary frame for it. So we're going to find the sequence summary frame because that's what we're pretty sure it fits with. We were talking how it might go with cause and effect, but we're going to start with sequence and see if that fits in well. All right, so blank followed a series of steps to blank. She, he, it, and we'll just end up circling that or whatever you need to do on your own paper. She, he, it begins with blank, continues with blank, and ends with blank. So I'm going to go ahead and fix this because that does not need to be capitalized. Okay, so let's start with Jane Goodall because we know that is who our article was about. I'm going to go ahead and fix that really quickly. Jane Goodall followed a series of steps to blank. So let's go ahead and look back at our article and see what was going on. So she spent many years studying chimpanzees. Okay, so we know that really she was studying them, so she was learning about them. So let's go ahead and go back over to our summary frame. She followed a series of steps to learn about chimps. We'll go ahead and delete this because we know the she. She begins with, so let's see, what did our article say? We know it was about 50 years ago. She, at first, so here we go. At first, she would watch the chimps from a distance with binoculars. So let's go ahead and go back over here. So she begins with watching chimps from a distance with binoculars. So far, this is fitting in pretty easily with sequence. So we'll see if it continues to. So she begins with watching chimps from a distance with binoculars. Continues with, let's see, what happened next? Gradually, the chimps allowed her to come closer. One day, to her bewilderment, she saw the chimps making tools to catch food. It's a big surprise. So it's important when we're going back to write our summary, and you're going to notice I'm doing this. You shouldn't just write things to write things. Really review what you were making notes about. Review the information, because sometimes when you're writing a summary, you're going to have to pick from different paragraphs and kind of pull things together into a concise or exact piece. And that's what a summary is. It's really taking all of the information and putting it into a short, to the point version. So let's see. She was getting closer to the chimps. She discovered that they were using tools. She was making other discoveries. Learned that they eat meat and that they have their own personality. And then okay, so that's going into another thing. So I think we can look at all of this and say that she was getting closer to the chimps and she was learning about them. She was learning that they make tools and have their own personality. So let's see how we can make this fit. She continues with getting closer to the chimps. Whoops. And learning. Whoops. That they make their own tools. And let's go back over here real quick. So they make their own tools. that they have their own personalities. I feel like that was an important thing. Let's see, and have their own personalities. So let's see. And it ends with, let's look back. What did it end with? What did she finish with? Let's see. She learned that chimps are in danger. Okay. So people hunt chimps. They also destroy their habitat. And she created a protected place. So I see that she created a protected place and then continues to teach others about chimps and their environment. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is over the course of those 50 years, so that really long time, she decided to start protecting them really and teaching other people. So I'm going to take that information, come back over here. I'm going to say, and ends with Jane learning that chimps are in danger. And that she needs to teach others about them. I feel like, because I'm seeing up here friend to chimpanzees and forests, I feel like I should also include that she's also talking about their environment, because it even says it here. She continues to teach others about chimps and the environment, and I feel like that all goes hand in hand. So let's see. She needs to teach others about them and their environment. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix that. So let's go ahead and read this all together and see if it flows well. So Jane Goodall followed a series of steps to learn about chimps. She begins with watching chimps from a distance with binoculars, continues with getting closer to the chimps and learning that they make their own tools and have their own personalities, and ends with Jane learning that chimps are in danger and that she needs to teach others about them and their environment. I feel like that works pretty well. So I want you guys to remember that these are frames. They're kind of like the training wheels on a bike. You're not always going to have to use these same wordings. And you can, as you get more comfortable with it, you can use things like transitions and words such as like and then. But for right now, while you're getting the hang of it, this is just going to kind of guide you through it. Now that we've done 2 together, I think it's time for you to try a few on your own. I want you to continue with Pear Deck, and you are going to begin reading the last 2 articles and filling in the remaining summary frames. There are only 2 left. There's problem and solution and cause and effect. So you are going to read the last 2 articles and decide which summary frame they belong to and fill them in. All right, guys.